The courtroom air was thick, electric with unspoken accusations. As I gripped the wooden railing, my knuckles white, the judge's gavel hovered, ready to seal fates, while across the aisle, Victor's smug grin faltered for the first time. But let's rewind to how Elena Hayes, ended up here, fighting tooth and nail for the soul of a house that wasn't just bricks and mortar. It was my grandfather's heartbeat etched into every plank. I'm Elena, 32, a software architect at Cascade Tech in Seattle, where I spend my days untangling digital knots in sleek offices overlooking Puget Sound. Life was predictable. Code,
Coffee.
the occasional hike in the Cascades. But predictability shattered when Grandpa Arthur passed from lung cancer last fall. Arthur Hayes wasn't your average grandpa. He was a wizard with wood, a renowned artisan who'd restored Victorian gems across the Pacific Northwest. His crowning achievement? A 1890s Queen and Victorian on Capitol Hill. Every turret, every gingerbread trim, every leaded glass pane a testament to his life's passion. He'd bought it as a wreck in the 70s, poured his soul into it over decades. Summers with him were magic. Me, a gangly kid, sanding banisters while he spun tales of salvaged oak from old theaters, hand-forged hinges from blacksmiths long gone. This house breathes. Elena, he'd say, his calloused hands guiding mine. It's not about owning, it's about guardianship. Promise you'll keep its stories alive. His will hit like a thunderclap. Not to my mom, Lorraine, his only daughter, but straight to me. The document was crystal clear. To Elena, who sees the poetry in the grain, the history in the hearth. Preserve it, child. Mom took it as a slap from the grave. She'd always been the practical one. A former accountant who'd traded dreams for spreadsheets after Dad's heart attack claimed him young. He thought I'd flip it for cash, she sobbed at the reading. And honestly, with her condo in Bellevue and aversion to dusty relics, it wasn't far-fetched. I hugged her, promised we'd navigate it together. But grief twisted paths I couldn't foresee. Enter Victor Lang. 6 weeks post-funeral. Mom met him at a widow's support group at her community center. 62. With salt and pepper hair and a salesman's polish from peddling real estate tech, he used charisma that masked something sharper. He made Mom laugh, real, belly-deep laughs I hadn't heard since Dad. His kids, Derek, 29, a personal trainer obsessed with optimizing potential through endless gym selfies. Brooke, 26, an aspiring podcaster who monologued about manifesting abundance while living off Victor's dime in a trendy Belltown loft. They both had that entitled gleam, the kind that screamed, "World owes me." Mom fell hard. 3 months in, she was crashing at his place nightly. For months, whispers of forever. By month 5, just 7 after Grandpa's ashes were scattered, she flashed a diamond that could blind you. Life's too short at our age. She beamed over brunch at my place. I swallowed doubts, toasted their joy. But Victor's flash didn't add up. Leased BMW, revolving credit cards, kids' lavish lifestyles on his tab. Still, Mom glowed. And who was I to dim that? The ask came casual. Over phone, "Victor and I need a temporary spot while we hunt for our dream home. Your grandpa's place is so spacious. And you're barely there with work." My stomach dropped. The Victorian sat mostly empty. Sure, I crashed their weekends to tend the rose garden, polish the walnut floors, fiddle with the ancient furnace that hummed like a content cat. It was my refuge, Grandpa's echo chamber. But Mom's plea tugged. "Just caretakers? Elena, no big changes." Her voice cracked with vulnerability. How could I deny her solace? They moved in mid-spring, boxes stacking like invaders. Small shifts at first, Victor's golf clubs in the foyer, Brooke's ring lights cluttering the sunroom. I bit my tongue. But one rainy Saturday, I pulled up to a dumpster in the drive. Workers hauling out the original crown molding. Intricate plaster Grandpa had molded himself. Updating for efficiency. Victor boomed from the porch. All teeth and no warmth. That old stuff was crumbling anyway. Mom hovered. Eyes averted. It's practical. Honey. Rage simmered slow. Those moldings weren't decor. They were Grandpa's fingerprints. I stormed in. Halted the crew. Victor chuckled. Patronizing. You tech types don't get real estate. This boosts value. Think resale. Not selling, I snapped. His eyes narrowed. A flicker of calculation. That night, I called our family attorney, Miriam Cole. Document it all, she advised. You're the owner. Changes need your sign-off. I emailed a formal notice. No alterations without consent. Victor's reply? A thumbs-up emoji. Ignored. The erosion accelerated. Derek turned the basement workshop, Grandpa's sacred space. Tools hung like art into a home gym. Weights scarring the pine benches. Gotta build the beast, he flexed. Smirking. Brooke painted the library's deep emerald walls stark white for her content cave, blasting podcasts that drown the house's quiet dignity. The leaded glass transoms, each pane a kaleidoscope of color, vanished for modern sliders. Brighter. Right? Mom chirped, but her smile wavered. Every visit was a gut punch. The clawfoot tub replaced with a fiberglass monstrosity. Heritage roses uprooted for gravel, Zen paths. Victor's barbs sharpened. This relic's a money pit. Taxes alone could buy a yacht. I fired back, then leave. But Mom defended. He's helping. Elena. You're too sentimental. Sentimental? This was erasure. Grandpa's legacy chipped away for profit flips. By summer, whispers turned overt. Victor cornered me. Add me to the deed? For liability. No way. Then, snooping texts on Mom's phone, guilt gnawed. But instinct screamed Victor to Derek, prime location. Force a partition sale. Cash out big. My blood iced. This wasn't temporary, it was takeover. The breaking point hit like a storm front in August. I arrived unannounced. Heart pounding from a tip from a neighbor about Major Renas. The front yard was a war zone, shards of the original slate roof scattered, replaced by cheap asphalt shingles. Inside, the grand staircase's balusters, hand-turned by Grandpa, lay splintered. Victor supervised. Clipboard in hand. Open concept. Elena. Buyers love flow. Mom wrung her hands. It's for the best. But the parlor stole my breath. The built-in china cabinet. Mahogany with inlaid mother-of-pearl that Grandpa had sourced from a shipwreck salvage, was demolished for a media wall. Shards crunched underfoot. Where's the contents? I demanded. Brooke shrugged from her phone. Thrifted or trashed. Old junk. Old junk? That cabinet held family heirlooms. Grandma's porcelain. Dad's baby photos. Grandpa's sketchbooks of every restoration. Tears burned. This stops now. Victor's laugh boomed. We've sunk $20,000 already. Adverse possession kicks in eventually open occupancy. Improvements. Threat laced his words. Mom pleaded. Don't fight. Elena. We're family. Family? These parasites were devouring mine. That night, alone in my Ballard apartment, fury crystallized into resolve. I pored over photos before, the Victorian radiant, after, gutted shell. Miriam's call confirmed fears. He's building equity claims. Eviction's messy with your invite, but options existed. Notices. Injunctions. I hired her fully, dipping into savings. Installed discrete cams, legal on my property. Posted anonymously to Seattle historic forums, Iconic queen and under siege by flippers. Arthur Hayes' masterpiece at risk. Victor's retaliation? A cease and desist letter. Accusing harassment. Demanded reimbursement for upgrades, $25K. Brooks' podcast episode, entitled Heir vs. Modern Family, My Stepsis drama. Clips twisted. Me yelling. Context stripped. Comments piled. Karen alert, let go boomer house. Pain deepened when mom called. Voice small. Why are you doing this? Victor makes me happy. He's using you.
Mom.
The house. Your savings, check your cards. Silence. Then denial. He's investing in us. But doubt seated. Escalation peaked in September. Cams caught Victor prying original copper wiring. Valuable scrap. Post my no-touch order. Sold it. Pocketed cash. Derek hawked Grandpa's antique tools online. Brooke filmed before/after reels. Mocking dusty vibes. The final straw. The kitchen jam. Grandpa marked my growth there annually. Chisel notching. Elena 5. 3 feet 4 inches. Elena 12. 4 feet 11 inches. Elena 21. 5 feet 7 inches. Off to code the world.
Now?
Slathered in eggshell paint. Marks obliterated. Victor's grin on cam. Clean slate.
Boys.
I confronted. You knew. His shrug. Scratches? Oops. Mom. Move on. Elena. Past is past. But her eyes betrayed hurt. That was it. War declared. Miriam filed. Eviction notice. Temporary restraining order on alterations. Victor countered. Suit for equitable interest. Citing substantial investments.
Court date loomed.
Meanwhile, I rallied. Contacted preservationists, who appraised losses, $50K in irreplaceable elements. A local blogger picked up. Hayes Victorian vandalized? Shares surged. Mom wavered. Texts. Is Victor really? I sent proof. His bankruptcy history, public records. Eviction trails. Texts plotting sale. Her reply. God. What have I done? But Victor isolated her. She's jealous.
Lorraine.
We build forward. The pre-hearing mediation was farce. Victor's lawyer. Slick as oil. Compromise. Buyout at market minus improvements. My offer. 0. Tensions boiled. Derek corner me post-session. Back off. Or things get physical. Threat noted. Reported. Home felt foreign now. Weekends. I'd salvage what I could. Hidden sketches from attic. A forgotten hinge. Ghosts whispered. Fight. Elena. Grandpa's journal entry haunted. Houses test us. Reveal truths. Guard well. As trial neared. A breakthrough. An email from a stranger. Carla Voss. Victor did this to my aunt in Tacoma. Married quick. Gutted her bungalow. Bankrupted her. Docs attached. Pattern emerged. Serial predator targeting widow's assets. The trial opened in a stuffy King County courtroom. Autumn rain drumming windows like accusations. Judge Harlan. Stern with wire rims. Presided. Victor's side. Polished. Him in tailored suit. Mom beside. Fragile. Derek and Brooke slouched. Exuding entitlement. My bench, Miriam. Preservation experts. Me, steely. Fueled by Grandpa's memory. Their opener painted me unhinged. Grief-stricken granddaughter clings to decay. Harassing a blended family, improving a hazard. Clips rolled. Edited rants. No destruction shown. Mom testified haltingly. Elena's obsessive. Fears escalation. Her words stabbed, but eyes avoided mine. Miriam dismantled. Ownership undisputed. Will probate. Projected before/afters. Shattered glass. Splintered wood. Vandalism of cultural heritage. Expert valued losses. $80,000. Cams exposed Victor's post-injunction theft. His bank records, fraud trails. Carla's testimony sealed. Same playbook, charm.
Destroy.
Extract. My aunt died brokenhearted. Victor crumbled on stand. Lies unraveled. Improvements. Miriam pressed. Stolen for scrap. He stammered. Misunderstanding. Judge's glare. Perjury's no joke. Mom's turn shifted. Under oath. Truth spilled. I didn't authorize loans. Victor handled everything. His outburst. Lorraine. Contempt cited. Judge ruled. Property mine. Eviction immediate. Restitution $60,000 for damages. Referred Victor for fraud probe. Chaos erupted. Victor lunged. You'll regret this. Bailiffs hauled him. Derek threatened. Watch your back. Brooke fled. Deleting feeds. Post-verdict. Mom collapsed. Forgive me? Emptiness echoed. Time.
Mom.
Time. The aftermath was wreckage. They vacated overnight. Trashing more, smashed fixtures, graffiti. But DA froze assets. Charged Victor with fraud. Derek theft. Brooke harassment. Mom's finances ruined. Secret debt surfaced. She crashed with a friend. Signed releases tearfully. I blinded myself. Media exploded. Victorian vulture. Con man's downfall. Crowdfunding surged. $40,000 for restores. Preservation grants flowed. PBS pitched doc, reviving Hayes' legacy. Volunteers swarmed. Artisans recreating glass. Woodworkers rebuilding cabinets. Carla brought $20,000 from recovered funds. Justice cycles. Mom lingered outside. Then joined gardening. No, right here. I softened. Start small. Restoration breathed life back. But scars lingered. New glass prismed rainbows. Echoing old. Rebuilt jam. I re-chiseled marks from photos. Fingers tracing growth. Workshop hummed with classes I started. Hayes Artisan Hub. Teaching youth forgotten crafts. Mom and I rebuilt fragile. Dinners.
Talks.
I chose wrong, she admitted. Pride now? In you. Victor pled guilty. For years. Restitution. Derek probation. Brooke vanished. Career tanked. A year on. At Grandpa's reinterred marker. Mom confessed. Told him your fight. Proud tears. House stood resilient. Teaching. Breaks forge strength. In the parlor's glow. Journal open. Trials shape guardians. Mom planted beside old roses. My first carving, a wonky frame, sat proud. Healing's craft, patient.
Profound.
What breaks us rebuilds. If we listen to the grain. The Victorian whispered agreement. Alive with new stories.